Breaking news. Israel has launched a series of airstrikes on Yemen, targeting critical sites including Sanaa's international airport and the port city of Hudaydah. This marks a significant escalation in a growing regional conflict, as tensions in the Middle East continue to spiral. What sparked these strikes and what are the implications for the region? Stay with us as we break down the latest updates, expert analysis, and the broader impact of this escalating crisis. Israeli fighter jets struck multiple locations in Yemen, including the international airport in Sana'a and key infrastructure in Hudaydah. According to reports, at least 2 people were killed at the airport, while the port city of Hudaydah suffered significant damage to what Israel described as military targets. Soundbite from an Israeli official. These sites were being used by Houthi forces to smuggle Iranian weapons into the region. We will respond with force to any threat against Israel. This is the second wave of Israeli strikes on Houthi-controlled Yemen in less than a week, signaling a sharp escalation in hostilities. The conflict began after Yemen's Houthi fighters, an Iran-backed militia, launched attacks on Israel following the outbreak of the Gaza war last October. Initially, the Houthis targeted international shipping routes in solidarity with Palestinians, but the recent missile strike on Tel Aviv escalated the situation. Soundbite from Benjamin Netanyahu. We will continue to dismantle the Iranian axis of terror. The Houthis will meet the same fate as Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza. In Yemen, civilians are bearing the brunt of the airstrikes. Footage from Sana'a airport shows people scrambling to safety as explosions rock the terminal. Houthi officials have condemned the strikes, calling them barbaric crimes against the Yemeni people. Quote from a Yemeni civilian survivor. We were at the airport and suddenly everything was shaking. People screamed and we ran for our lives. It was terrifying. The Houthis have vowed to continue their attacks, declaring they will meet Israel's escalation with even greater retaliation. Their missile strikes have already injured civilians in Israel and disrupted international shipping routes, raising concerns about the conflict spreading further. This tit-for-tat escalation underscores the growing complexity of the conflict as Yemen becomes another flashpoint in the already tense Middle Eastern landscape. Both the Houthis and Hamas are backed by Iran, which Israel accuses of orchestrating a regional axis of terror. By targeting Iranian allies, Israel aims to send a clear message to Tehran while simultaneously dismantling its proxy's capabilities. Expert analysis. This isn't just about Yemen or Gaza, it's about Israel's broader strategy to contain Iran's influence in the region, says a Middle East analyst. The escalation comes as ceasefire negotiations between Israel and Hamas have hit a deadlock. While hopes for peace flickered briefly, they were quickly extinguished, leaving Gaza and the surrounding region embroiled in violence. Prime Minister Netanyahu has made it clear that the campaign against Hamas in Gaza and the Houthis in Yemen is far from over. The question is, how far will this escalation go? The ongoing clashes between Israel and the Houthis are just one part of a larger, grim regional picture. With multiple fronts now active, from Gaza to Lebanon to Yemen, the Middle East is facing one of its most volatile periods in recent history. Expert commentary. The involvement of so many actors, state and non-state, makes this conflict incredibly unpredictable. Each escalation risks dragging in more players, potentially leading to a larger regional war, warns a geopolitical expert. With both Israel and the Houthis vowing further action, the coming weeks will be critical in determining whether this conflict can be contained or if it will spiral into something far more devastating. Netanyahu's promise of a sustained campaign suggests that Israel is prepared for a prolonged engagement. Meanwhile, the Houthis' retaliation could escalate tensions, not only in Yemen, but across the region. What do you think about this escalation between Israel and Yemen's Houthis? Will the regional conflict spiral further, or can diplomacy intervene in time? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to watch the full video for expert insights and comprehensive analysis on this developing crisis. Like, share, and subscribe for the latest updates on the Middle East and global conflicts.